Welcome to the Kalgoorlie Nickel Smelter. This is the Area 1 orientation. The gatehouse is the primary point of contact when first accessing site and is also the site medical centre if first aid treatment is required. The next group of buildings you will see is the training, engineering and admin buildings. Beside the training building is the turnstile. At the turnstile you will need to use the top card reader. This will allow you to get onto site. Inside this building you will find health and safety, engineering, administration and many of the management functions required to operate the site. Next we have the canteen, respirator service centre and the change rooms. The canteen will be open during the shutdown. The respirator service centre has a vendor machine which has filters and other small things for respirator repairs. The change house has male and female toilets, showers and lockers for BHP personnel. Here you can see the ER shed. Under no circumstances are you to park in front of it. Directly opposite the ER shed is the fuel point. Down the road you can see the gatehouse. The workshop buildings are scattered around site. The one coming into view now is electrical and we have many mechanical ones around the site. The speed limit on the site is as posted, please follow that at all times. The footpath there you can see will lead you to the store building. Please use this. Pedestrians are to cross only at designated road crossing points where bollards are located. The pedestrians must give way to all vehicles. This includes light vehicles and surface mobile equipment. This is the main store. This is the door you will utilise to get any parts required for your jobs. You will also notice there is a large laydown yard for larger items. The tank you can see is for the waste oil hydrocarbons. This is the acid plant and acid plant permit office. This is where the sulfuric acid is made. Permits are required in this area. Such equipment includes dry precipitators, gas cleaning, oxidisation and strong acid, east road loadout and acid rail and storage. Goggles must be worn inside bunted areas. Strong acid and acid storage rail loadout are restricted areas. Full strong acid PPE is required. The water used in this cooling tower does contain chemicals. Please keep your distance. This is the powerhouse. It generates power from waste heat from the furnace. Also has large boilers, air-cooled condensers and turbines present. Due to the potential of high pressure steam to be present and vented, this area is not to be used for general foot traffic. Do not walk through this area unless necessary. Permits available for powerhouse, oxygen plant and compressor house. Please ensure you know where all fire hydrants and extinguishers are within your area. The mat shed is where the final product, granulated nickel, is bagged, ready for export. Please be aware of large mobile equipment, forklifts and trucks do operate in this area. Respirator protection is mandatory during packing and for any dust generating activities around the plant. Rail crossing points. Pedestrians must only cross railway tracks at designated crossing points, and all vehicles must obey rail crossing signage and only cross at designated crossing points. Working within 3 metres of a rail line by law requires a competency in safely access the rail corridor. Do not work or be within 3 metres of the rail line unless crossing at designated points, unless you have this competency. When working at the nickel smelter, please ensure you keep a high standard of housekeeping. The concentrate silos is a storage and mixing facility for concentrate prior to transportation to the furnace. With the high nickel content, it is imperative to ensure good hygiene and respirator protection used. When working with chemicals, ensure you are wearing the site-specific PPE and also know where the safety showers are. This is one of the site's many muster points. Watch for the demonstration later in the video. The dry precipitators remove nickel dust from the gas train, also known as the lurgy or SF. This is the centre lift well. This gains access to the aisle. This is a red zoned area. Access is granted by the converters only. This is the access way into the furnace. Follow all signage to the permit office to get your permits. Please be aware, things around here can be extremely hot. When working in dusty conditions, ensure you wear the appropriate PPE. That would be monogoggles and a respirator. This is the Transalto gas turbine, also known as the GT. This is not to be accessed under any circumstances. Flux plant and crusher. This supplies the furnace with screened aggregate The permit office is located at Area 41. This is Area 41, also known as the effluent plant. Weak sulfuric acid and other contaminated waters are neutralised here. Hydrated lime and other chemicals are used in the process, which means goggles must be worn inside bunted areas. At a muster point, you may need to do the following. 1. Listen to what the fire warden has to say. 2. Swipe onto the card reader. 3. May need to use the gay phone to speak to somebody. 4. You may even need to activate the e-stop button. LVs do not have permission to cross a haul road at any stage. This is the haul road. It is primarily designed for the hauler and the hauler alone. This is the pedestrian crossing for the haul road. When you get to this crossing, ensure you have a green light. Ensure you look both ways and cross with care. Never run and never dawdle. This is the converter aisle area. This is a red zone. Molten material is moved between the furnace and the converters. No area access during normal operations due to the risk presented by molten material movements. All areas within the aisle are mandatory respiratory protection areas. This is the converter area. This is also a red zone area. Converters remove the impurities from the nickel to make it ready for shipping to downstream customers. Respirators are required in the converter area for designated jobs. Visit the converter permit office to gain access. This is the granulator area. This is also a red zone. This area is where molten material is quenched by water jets. Follow all signs and instructions, and access is restricted. No entry is permitted into this area without prior communication with the granulation operator. Please cross all roads at designated areas. This is the Converter Permit Office and Laboratory. Permit Office grants you permits for the converter, granulation and oil crane areas. The laboratory is where all samples are tested, eye protection must be worn and follow all demarcation lines. This is the oxygen plant. Access is limited to the plant and maintenance technicians. Do not enter this area unless required. High levels of pure oxygen may be present. Mobile phones to be turned off within the fenced area. This is the central control room. This is controlled by the services area. Thank you for watching this Area 1 presentation. We hope you have a safe and productive time with us.